Amazing Black Forest upside down cake.
Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Makes 12.
Hello everyone, starting off with a large bowl. We're going to do the cream cheese part first. You'll need one 8-ounce package of cream cheese at room temperature, and lo and behold, it was a double-sided happy cream cheese. Very rare occurrence. It makes it extra special. To this, add 3/4 of a cup of white granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I just kind of blended that together until it was kind of all incorporated. Then you'll add in 2 large eggs and then continue to blend until the mixture is nice and smooth, very creamy, and you don't have any large pieces of cream cheese floating around in the mix. And then set this aside. Now for the chocolate cake part of this recipe, you can use a cake mix like I am, or you can use a from scratch chocolate cake recipe. It's completely up to you. I had to do something that's kind of in the middle. I use a cake mix, but I add things to it to make it really extra good. So that's 1 chocolate cake mix. To that, I'm going to add 1 package of chocolate pudding mix, instant chocolate pudding. Then 1/2 cup of water, 4 egg whites, and 1/3 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and 1 cup of sour cream. And then all you have to do is blend that together. It's going to make a very thick cake mixture, but that's okay. That's what you want. Now the recipe asks for a 12-inch cast iron or other oven-proof skillet. There's no reason to use a skillet. You can use a baking dish for this. I'm using a 14-inch silicone baking dish that's round. I've greased it first, and in the bottom of it I'm putting 1 can of cherry pie filling. If you don't want to use something round, you can put this in a 9x13-inch baking dish as well. Then I'm taking that cream cheese mixture that we made at the beginning and I'm pouring it on top of the cherries. And I'm just going to even it out a little bit. And then you're going to pour your cake batter on top. Now if you're using a regular cake mix without the additions like I did, or if you're using your own from scratch chocolate cake recipe, those are usually very runny and you should be able to just pour it right on top. But I had to kind of spoon it in dollops because this mixture is so thick. But I continued to add it, and then I just use another spoon just to kind of spread it around. And once that's done, you're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes to an hour, until a toothpick inserted into the cake comes out with just a few moist crumbs. And here it is out of the oven. You'll notice I baked my cake on top of this cookie sheet because those silicone pans are kind of flimsy and move around too much. It's just easier to get it in and out of the oven. So let your cake cool for about 10 minutes and then invert it onto your serving dish. I'm using a large plate here that I have. I just put the plate on top and then just did the old flipperoo. And then I kind of just tapped on it a little bit to see if it would release. I peeked on the edges here and in fact it was releasing, so I just lifted it off. And I was actually pretty surprised that pretty much every single part of that cake came out of that pan, which is really nice. I had one little piece that kind of collapsed on the side, but the rest of it was perfect. And there it is. If you have any cherry pie filling left in the bottom of your pan, just scrape it up and then just put it on top of your cake. And then let it cool and then chill it before serving. And here it is. This is a spectacular looking dessert, and it's actually not that hard to make. And if you know somebody who loves Black Forest cakes, they're going to love the flavors in this. The cherry and chocolate, of course, goes very well together, and it even has a little bit of a cheesecake layer in there that makes it also very good. But here's a close-up of the piece, and as you can see, you have a distinct creamy layer, and you have a distinct chocolate layer, and then the cherry, of course, on the top. Absolutely delicious. I made this for a little gathering of my family, and they all loved it. And of course, this can be served with a little dollop of whipped cream. Didn't really need it though. Not surprisingly, I have other upside down cakes that I've already made on my channel. Pineapple, peach, almond, cinnamon lovers, pecan, and a blueberry upside down cake. If you're interested in these, please check out this playlist. And thank you so much for watching.